Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to a new updated version of the Full Court Press. I am the coach, Coach Ed Gladney, along here with my new co host, The Man Cave. We're here to talk about the WNBA. And, we're really excited to talk about the WNBA. Right here on these two networks, on the Hardcore Sports Network and the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. So we're ready to get into this, talk the WNBA, interact with you all about everything that's going on with the WNBA. So, thank everyone for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the like button on both networks, on Man Cave's page and on my page. We really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification if you haven't already done so, and share on all your social media platforms. We really appreciate it. It helps us grow our programming. So again, thank you for that. So, but before we get into the show, I want to talk to my co-host, Man Cave. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great, man. And talking about the WNBA today, like I said, giving WNBA some love. A lot of action going on. It's grind time right now. It's like playoff implications, and the season is winding down right now. So everybody's fighting and jockeying for a playoff position and stuff like that. So, man, there's a lot going on in WNBA, and there's a lot going to be going further on, especially for the playoff and stuff like that. So I'm excited to talk about this, man, especially over here with Coach, man. I know this is near and dear to your heart, like I'm saying. I love it too. I'm saying, the New York Liberties, and hey, everything else WNBA, man.
Exactly. So we'll keep you guys updated because the game is coming on, the Liberty versus the Seattle Storm. So keep giving you guys a score update while we're on for today's show. So, but right now we're going to go ahead and dive into the discussion. Make sure you guys put your discussion comments, questions in the chat. So, but we're going to start out talking about the illustrious Maya Moore. She recently had her jersey retired, and it was well deserved, for her for everything that she's done in her career. Hold on one second. Gonna bring something up for you guys. Is this it? No, that's not it. Oh well, gotta cancel it. But looking at her career accomplishments in the WNBA, uh, 4 championships, 6 final appearances, 1 MVP, 1 Finals MVP, 1 Rookie of the Year, 6 All-Star games, 3 All-Star game MVPs, 1 scoring titles, 5 All WNBA first teams, 2 All WNBA second teams, 2 All Defensive second teams. She was also named to the WNBA's 20th anniversary team in 2016 and the 25th anniversary team in 2021. She's also had much success in the with Team USA, winning gold medals in 2012, 2016, let alone what she did over at UConn, man. But how do you feel, about her getting this accomplishment in terms of getting her jersey retired with the Lynx?
Man, like I said, man, I'm just like listening to your to all the rolling down the accolades and stuff like that, and I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, all this in 7 seasons in the WNBA for one team, the Minnesota Lynx, man.
Mm-hmm.
4 championships, I believe. I think 4 championships,
Mm-hmm.
7 seasons, dominant. The only thing you can say is dominant. And like I said, this ain't started in the WNBA. It started from high school. She was a champion in high
Mm-hmm.
school. She went through college and also now in the WNBA. So she's been, I mean, this right for her, it's been the same throughout, man. Ever since she started playing basketball, the list of accomplishments just keeps rolling on, like I said. And I watched her when she was playing, during that time from 2011 to 2018, man. One of the
Mm-hmm.
best all-time players to ever play the game and stuff like that for the Minnesota Lynx. I enjoy watching Lynx basketball. You know, during that time with her, Simone Augustus, and some other ones on that team. You know, so hey, this was well deserved for her, and then again, I mean, and she walked away from the game at a younger age because, like I said, she could have played some more seasons, but
Mm-hmm.
that shows you the type of impact player that she was. The short 7 years, I'm not even gonna say short because 7 years is a good enough time, but like I said, everything she accomplished in 7 years, some people don't even accomplish in 10, 15, 20, years playing basketball, and she
Mm-hmm.
accomplished all that on a yearly basis. Every award, every major award, she swept like major awards in college and in the WNBA. This is well deserved. And like I said, I'm surprised it probably took this long, but I knew it was going to come. I knew this day was going to come. And like I said, she is more deserving of it. When you think about Minnesota Lynx basketball, you think about Maya Moore, and
Mm-hmm.
but Maya Moore is like the what you call it, Minnesota Lynx.
Mm-hmm. Earl Cole, thank you for tapping in, brother. Good evening to you too, man. All the best to you. If you're streaming today, man. So thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. So, but yeah, you're so right. She did accomplish, a great deal, in her career. I was speaking to someone, and he jokingly said, why she have to go get married? She, her husband robbed us of, her greatness. And I'm like, no, they didn't. Just
Mhm.
appreciate, what she brings to the table.
Mhm.
What's up, Mitch, the point guard of the Hardcore Sports Network, and a phenomenal basketball content creator, phenomenal content creator overall, but he has a great passion for the game of basketball. So, thanks for tapping in, man. Tyrone Hall, man, thank you for being here, bro. Really appreciate you. So, but yeah, it's well deserved. And you know what? Whether she was here for 7 years or you wanted her to be here for more, um, it's just a matter of appreciate what you had, because she gave you so much. I mean, there are other women who, coming out of college who they weren't here for that long, or they end up staying overseas, because they make more money overseas, which, I do understand that. But, Maya Moore gave us so much more. And, she showed you who she was, as a person, also fighting for her husband, who was, unjustly convicted, and she was there to be supportive. But, on the basketball court, what she did for that organization. Um, she put that organization on her back, and she carried it, and she gave it the recognition, because when you think of the WNBA, if you're really invested, when you hear Mercury Lynx, it's a championship organization. So and that's because of Maya Moore. you know she's a key contributor, and I think it was only a matter of time before her jersey was going to be retired by them. And kudos to her. It's like I said, it's definitely well deserved for her. So but I appreciate that. So
Oh,
so
one thing for her too. She was a Jordan Brand classic too. You know what I'm saying? A
hmm
woman on the
hmm
brand classic line.
exactly. So but yeah, if you guys have anything else to say, please go ahead and put it in the chat. We can always come back and touch on it a little bit later if we do move on. But what's one thing about her game when you watched her that you really appreciated?
Man, I think it'll be like her competitiveness, her
hmm
tenacity. Like I said, when Maya Moore was on the court, man, it's like, I mean, you just had a feeling like, her team was going to win because she's that type of player. Like, if the game came down in the crunch like this, I could just depend on Maya Moore to go get the basket. She didn't fear nobody. She attacked from all angles, all levels, all type of score. She was a problem on the court. That was the thing. She was a problem on the court. When she was on the court, people feared her on the court, you know
hmm
and people can say what they want to say, but during the years she played, she was one of the top 2 or 3 players in the league overall. Everybody,
hmm
Maya Moore and some other, just like how Asia Wilson is right now. Maya
hmm
Moore, so she gets a lot of respect, man, and people respected that game. Like I said, and she's a legend, man. She's an icon.
Exactly. What's up, Grega? Thanks for tapping in. Thank you, Judge, through 3300, and Daniel Barry. One of the true followers, always there just for everyone. So I agree with you. In terms of her competitiveness, I also appreciate her tenacity. I mean, she was just very tenacious and very determined. You weren't going to stop her, when she was out there on the court. So, and it's. I'm not saying she was like him, but she gave you a Jordan feel when she was out there. It was just like, yo, you can't stop her. You can't stop her when she was out there. So definitely appreciated what she, brought to the game, and her retirement, her jersey retirement is well deserved. So, but with that, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next subject, the hottest team in the WNBA, and we could think about a few, but the hottest team right now is the Indiana Fever. I have to admit. I mean, I was going through doing my research. Some of the things that I was looking at. The last 10 games, they're 8-2, 5 straight wins. During that time frame, they've just secured a playoff spot. All right, and right now they're fighting for positioning, but I think they're number 6. We'll go over the breakdown of the positionings in a little bit. Kelsey Mitchell is pretty much leading them. I mean, there's others that are contributing, but she's definitely contributing, averaging the most points in the WNBA since the break. In her game against Dallas, she had a stat line of, in 36 points, she was 12 of 22 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3-point, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 3 assists in 37 minutes to help them defeat Dallas 100-93. You also have Caitlin Clark. I'm going to talk more about her later, but right now she earned Eastern Conference Rookie of the month and Player of the Month for August. She also recorded her second triple double in the WNBA: 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. The biggest thing that I take from that, though, is number one, they secured their playoffs.
Right. Secured that playoff spot.
What's your take, in reference to, them being the hottest team right now?
I'm gonna tell you like this. It's like, to me, it's like night and day. Because when the season first started, they were the worst.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the worst teams, and people's already writing them off and stuff like that. And like how they were struggling, and Caitlin, like, what I'm saying, she's all hype and all that type of stuff. Is like, and you remember I told you early on when the season first started, I was like, he needs to be more to the shooting guard position, and they need to get a point guard. You remember? And like I said, but now she done took the reins by the horns, and then now she's almost like a walking triple double. You know what I'm saying? So you can get that, you can expect that, from time to time from her. And I mean, she had picked up her game considerably, but like I said, she just had to get adjusted to the WNBA game, speed and stuff like that. And of course, early in the beginning, people were like targeting her and stuff like that, but she fought through it, and now she, say she's, just taking it all in stride now. Like, she's like a vet now. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like when you're in college, and when you're a freshman, it's like by the midseason, they be like, no, you ain't a freshman no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's like with her now. And like, she's getting used to the game, and she's used to the speed and everything. And man, because I remember when she first came, like, people were like, oh, all she could do is just shoot threes. That's it. All she can do is shoot. That's it. Nothing else. She does nothing else. Now you're seeing her rebounding and assist. So she's bringing a lot more to the game, creating for her teammates and stuff like that. So she's becoming a playmaker, not just a shooter, but a playmaker. So now she's a threat out there on the court, for not just scoring, but for other things to do. So, and Kelsey Mitchell, like I said, I mean, she's been a consummate pro, those ones that's like, you look on the team, like, yo, she's consistent. She's been consistent from day one, things like that. It's been like Caitlin, Kelsey, and Asia, Aaliyah Boston. Boston. It's like this, but they're a good a trio right there. They had to learn to play together, but now, like I said, by the end of the season, they really get gelling and they putting it together, and they're gonna be a force in the playoff, man, because they can score. They can score. They can score points.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they're definitely dangerous, and their play has greatly improved. Right now, it's a quick update. Liberty are up 17-13 on the Seattle Storm as they're coming back from commercial break. But yeah, I mean, there you see also the confidence as that they're playing with, with their behind their three, their big three, if you want to call it that. Even their role players are playing with great confidence, coming in, they fit into the system. They've bought in to what Coach White has brought. I'm sorry, not Coach White. Yes, Coach White.
No,
What Coach? No,
side. What is
no,
that?
Coach White is with Connecticut. Sorry. Yeah.
Connecticut.
Yeah. That's what I mixed them up.
I forgot her last name, the coach.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, but still, the players are bought in, and they're out here performing, and they're really trying to, continue to position themselves. I mean, the question is, how far up can they go? Because right now, like I said, they're around 6. Can they go up to, possibly 4? So, but again, we'll go over the standings in a little bit, but they are definitely the hottest team, right now. Number one, securing that playoff spot. That's always the goal with any team, trying to get to that second season. And like you said, at the start of the season, we never thought, they would be looking at the playoffs. We were thinking, okay, they're going to continue to be rebuilding in a sense, trying to get the players to come in there, getting into the lottery position, seeing if they could get the first overall pick. But now, look at where they're at right now. And they're playing very well and playing confidently, and they can score with anyone. Kelsey Mitchell, like I said, leading the league in scoring since the break. I mean, she'll take you off the dribble. She can hit it from 3. And then, especially with Caitlin and Aaliyah Boston, they're starting to work that pick and roll together. So they're doing very well with it. So, this team is dangerous. You can't sleep on them in the playoffs. They are very, very dangerous. So, we'll see what happens as it goes forward. So, but yeah, they're the hottest team right now, coming, since the break, right now, like I said, and the 5 straight, wasn't even expecting that, man. Right. I really wasn't expecting that. So, but I'm ready to see where they're going, from here. So,
you could see them starting to turn the corner before the break too. Before they went on that break, I could start seeing like the fever was starting to take a turn. They started being more competitive. They started, like I said, and they started beating good teams. Once you start beating a good team, the confidence level just goes sky high. And there were some games where they were behind, and they came from behind, and they just like flat out just won. And I was like, yo, you can see the confidence level shifting, and that's where it started from right before the break, and it's carried on since the break, man. And they're on the up and up.
What about Caitlin Clark? Her performance this month. Do you think it's well deserved that she was, the player of the month, or is it because everyone has been wanting to just see Caitlin Clark all year round, and that's where it comes from. So.
Yeah, I think it's kind of well deserved. Yeah, I know, and don't get me wrong, because A'ja Wilson is having some phenomenal games, 41-point games and things like that too. But as far as their record, nobody's hotter right now than the Fever. And the reason why she's probably getting it because she's taking a team that's basically the talent level is not so much like the Aces and these other teams are, the Liberty and stuff like that. And she and Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston is carrying this team. So they're making the most of what they have. And like I said, her play has spoken for herself. She, like I said, triple doubles and all things like that. And I think one game, what did she have? Like, how many assists? She had 18 assists. She had
yeah, she was up there. I think she had 20 assists a game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I was like, what? It's like, yo, but yeah, man. It's like, in that game, I don't think nobody's in the WNBA ever had that before. Or if it was in the past, but like I said, but it's like, yeah, she's doing things in rookie season, and like I said, she's not the only rookie because Angel Reese is doing her thing too. But as far as Caitlin has her team right, they righted the ship, and she's leading that team, with Kelsey Mitchell, and they go into the playoff. And like I said, yeah, man, she's deserving of it and stuff like that. I know some people might say it's like they trying to get. No, it's not that. It's like, yo, triple doubles. It's not easy to get a triple double. She's. I ain't gonna say like she's almost getting on the reg. So
Exactly. So, but yeah, I'm with you. It's well deserved, for her. So, but yeah. So now we're going to go ahead and move over to the next subject, and we're going to go over the updated power ranks. And this one I'm taking from the WNBA site. I did my research. I looked at several of them, but the WNBA site, I think is pretty accurate, and it pretty much aligns where up with where I'm at in terms of how I look at the rankings in terms of the league. So just give me a second. I'm going to share this with you guys so you guys can see.
Power
Exactly.
rankings. Yeah.
There we go. Here we go.
Just got to keep it going.
All right. Do you got it right there?
Yep, I see it.
All right. So coming in at number 12 is the Los Angeles Sparks. They've been pretty much there down at the bottom for the most part. Last week, they had wins, a big win against the Liberty, but then they lost to the Dream. This week, they had the Fever, which they lost to yesterday, and then they have the Connecticut Sky, and then Sunday they play the Sun. So, that's pretty much where they're at. And I think, with the Sky and the Sun, I think it's going to be both losses. That's just my opinion. It talks about the offensive rating, where it's 97.2, 10th in the league. Defensive rating is at 106, which is 10th. Net rating is 12th last, and their efficient field goal percentage is 9th at 48%. So, that's pretty much why you're coming in last. They're a young team. They're still developing. They're also missing Cameron Brink, who, I think would have helped them a little bit more in terms of positioning. I don't know if it's going to be playoff, but, it probably could move them up a spot or two. So when you come in at number 11 is the Washington Mystics. They've been at the bottom also. They were previously at 11. Last week, they had a win at the Storm, a win at the Sky, a loss to the Sun. Tuesday, they had the Wings, and I believe they lost that game. Thursday, they have the Mercury, and then Sunday, they have the Lynx. Their offensive efficiency rating is 97.2, which is 11. Defensive rating is 102.9, which is 8. Net rating is minus 107, which is 10th, and efficient field goal percentage is at 6 at 50.2. So, they still are working. I do really think that if Elena Delle Donne was there, it changes the whole dynamic of their team, and I think they would definitely be a lot better. So, I'm going to go over and talk about where they're positioned in terms of the playoffs in a little bit. Coming in at 10, the Dallas Wings. For me, this is the biggest disappointment all season, but we'll talk about that later. They've been previously around 10. They've been from the bottom up, to 9. Last week, they had a big win against the Aces, the Lynx, but lost to the Fever. And then Tuesday, they played the Mystics. And then Friday, they have the Dream, and then Sunday, the Sky. Their offensive rating is 101.7, which is 7th. Defensive rating is 110.2, which is last. Net rating is minus 105. Minus 8.5, sorry, which is dead last. And their efficient field goal percentage is 49.1, which is 7th. And again, like I said, that's surprising.
Yeah.
When you have Arika there, you would better. But a lot of it is because Satu Sabli wasn't there until after the Olympics. I do take that into consideration. It's still a disappointment when you have those two big towers over there with McGowan and Brown. And it's it's like you do expect a little bit more. But Satu is a key contributor. I mean, that's their number 2 player on that team. So coming in at number 9 is the Sky, which they're still young, and it's I understand why they're there. I think the trade hurt them, but previously they've been I think they were at one point they were as high as 6th, 5th or 6th in terms of rankings. Last week they had a loss to the Mystic, a loss to the Fever, and a loss to the Lynx, which is why they're dropping. Then Tuesday, the Aces, I think they lost to the Aces. Friday, they have the Sparks. Sunday, the Wings. They have the opportunity to probably make a move, but, you know, that those are, you know, still games that are going to be tough. Their offensive rating is 97.5, which is ninth. Defensive rating is 101.8, with his seventh. Net rating is minus 4.3, which is eighth. And efficient field goal is 45.4, which is dead last. So, you know, but one thing you can say about them, they're going to play tough defense, or at least make the effort. But they're going to hit the boards with these two right here, with Kamilla Cardoso and Angel Reese. You know, now losing back here, Mabry, it was big. You know, I personally, I wouldn't have traded. She was their leading scorer. You know, she was their best 3-and-D, their best wing defender. She brought a level of grittiness to the table. But I understand, you know, what they think they're trying to do going forward. So, but right now, what's your thoughts on 9, 10, 11, and 12 so far?
Yeah, just like you said, man, everything that you said as far as 12, yeah, I mean, with Cameron Brink being out for the season, that's a big loss for them, you know. And I mean, but you know, like, you know, they were in rebuild, so I mean, I kind of expect them to be right around. Good up Jersey, Nick was good, bro.
What's up, Jersey?
But yeah, like I said, with them, that was a big loss for them with Cameron Brink. Could they be higher? Yeah, they could be a little bit higher and stuff like that. But if this is where they at, that's where they at. You know, as far as that, because like I said, they're a young team. You know, with Zaya Cook and things like that. And then at number 11, yeah, with what's the name being out for the season, Elena Della Donna in the season. That was a big loss because she's their best player. You know, and that's a big score right there. You know, that's one of the top scorers in the league right there. You know, that's a big chunk of your team. So I kind of expected them to have a down year this year. You know, so I mean, they had 11. I could see that. But like I said, I'm with you with the Dallas Wings at number 10, and that's because Satu Sabally, she's been out for most of the season. She's just really getting back. You know, that was a big loss for them too, and stuff like that. Because if she was there, I doubt they'll be at number 10. They'd probably be around like 8, 7, somewhere around there. You know? So yeah, and then at number 9 with Angel Reese and yeah, you know, Angel Reese and is. I kind of expected them, like, I knew they was going to have too much of a good season because they're a young team too. You know, and with Mabry there, you know, it was kind of surprising because, you know, there was a lot of games where they were competitive and they would look like they was on up and up to win more games. Had they kept her, they would have been up more, you know, but they made a choice about their future, and I could understand it, you know, to help to give these Angel Reese and them more help, like in the draft next year and the year after that. So I understood it. You know, they weren't really going nowhere, so they figured they could addition by subtraction. And it's not to say about Mabry, she's a good player, but they're looking towards their future. So, and this season was just basically to use to get for Cardoso and Reese to get acclimated, get their games together, build that chemistry. You know, Kennedy Carter, you know, another one they find players and stuff like that. She's a great player, you know. So they building a core down there, you know. And all this was because of trading Kalia Copper. So that's where they put these pieces together. And hey, they're not really too far if you look at their talent level as far as rebound. Like I said, within the next coming seasons, people ain't gonna be able to get a lot of rebounds over these two because they fouling all the rebounds. So if they can get that big time like a wing player or something like that, they're gonna be a dangerous team. And if Kennedy Carter gonna be the point guard, or they're gonna get another point guard, you know, to team up with Kennedy Carter to give them more depth, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with in the future because, like I said, their bigs are controlling the boards. They're dominant. They're dominant. And Cardoso, you look at her this season, she's not as dominant this year because she had an injury too. She started off slow, but so next season she should be really into full swing of things. And like I said, there'll be a problem next season and stuff like that. So they're just getting their chemistry together. So at number 9, like I said, yeah, I kind of expected that this season because they're a young team. But in the future, when they do get the pieces together and stuff, they'll be up there too.
Exactly. You know, you made some excellent points. Real quick, shout out to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Thank you again to both the Hardcore Sports Network and the Big Blue Crew Sports Network for, you know, this joint venture, allowing this program to expand onto both networks. You know, we're going to continue to work hard to grow it, but, you know, it's a great opportunity with both networks. And, you know, as Big Pac said, yeah, that's what us New York fans want. We want the Liberty to go all the way, you know, for real. So it's been a long time coming for us Liberty fans. So, you know, but again, thank you to both networks, you know, for this, you know, opportunity to grow it. So continuing on at number 8, you have the Atlanta Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Now they had losses to the Fever, to the Storm, to the Aces, but then the win over the Sparks. They had the game against the Mercury. I believe they won that game, and then they have the Wings and the Fever coming up the rest of this week. Now, excuse me, their offensive efficiency is last at 95.6. Dwayne Wade is at the Liberty game. Their defensive rating though is fifth at 100.6. Their net rating is -5, which is ninth, and their efficient field goal percentage is at 45.4, which is 11th. Now, they're continuing to chip away. I mean, they have some talent there, with Tina Charles and with Ryan Howard, with what's her name, the rookie from Connecticut. I forgot her name.
Oh, what is her name? The one they drafted, right?
Yeah, who won the WNBA 3-point as well as the
what is her name? I just had it.
Hold on, let me pull up their roster.
I'm gonna pull up see her stuff real quick. WNBA.
Boy, what happened here?
The Atlanta Dream. Let me go to their roster. All right.
Let me get caught up while you bring that up.
Is it Jordan Canada? Not Jordan. Is it?
Pat, the Liberty on right now, so I'm not going to be able to call the game tonight. So, because the Liberty are playing right now. So, once we're done here, I'm going to be tapped in there. So, what's up, Jacob? Thanks for tapping in. Really appreciate you. Aaliyah and Nika, she said. Aaliyah, yeah, it's Aaliyah she's from UConn. She's the rookie from UConn, if I'm not mistaken.
She's not on here.
Wait a minute, let me pull up the roster.
Letitia Amir.
No, hold on. I'll tell you in 1 second. Hold on. Let me pull up the roster. Teams, Atlanta. I can tell you when I see their
Haley Jones
roster.
Haley.
Nals Hillman is one. Ryan Howard and Kia Coffey. Haley Jones is the stamp from Stanford. Alicia Gray won the All-Star thing. What you call it?
Alicia Gray. Yeah, that's who won the 3-point thing. It was Alicia Gray.
I thought they had the rookie from UConn.
Right, they don't know.
So maybe it's I mixed it up then. Haley Jones was injured last year, but this is like her first full year. So,
are you thinking about Leah Edwards on the Mystics?
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. You're right. It's Aaliyah. She's with the Mystics. That's who I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Haley Jones and Naz Hillman are two of their starters, and Jordan Canada is also a key contributor. Who are helping this team chip away. So that's who I was thinking of. So, but yeah, they're doing a good job. And this team continues to fight its way up. So. And that's why they're now in position for a playoff spot. So, and that's why they're at 8 right now, and even though it's 11-21. So, they have a strong possibility. Coming in at number 7 is the Mercury. They've been 7 for a while. Last week they had losses to the Liberty, the Lynx, and the Aces. They had the Dream. I think they lost to the Dream. Yeah, they lost to the Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, the Mystics and the Storm. Now, their offensive rating is 101.9. Defensive rating is 104.9, which is 6th and 9th in the league. Net rating is -3, which is 6th. And efficient field goal is 50.8, which is 5th. With their big three of Taurasi, with Copper, and with Griner, I mean, that's veteran leadership. I mean, you got Sophia Cunningham, who definitely contributes. You have what's her name, who just got suspended, Natasha Cloud. So they have a good veteran starting 5. So I do. Yeah, with Copper inclusive in there, but they've been on the down slope right now. So and I don't know if it's with them being a veteran and relying a lot on them, that they're starting to dwindle down, and that's the reason why. But um,
I think
this is
I think it's because of Diana Taurasi's. She's she Father Thomas caught up with her, and then they brought in Kalia Copper to to take over the pass the torch. And so I think that's what. And Diana Taurasi, like I said, tremendous play.
hmm hmm
But like I said, she's been in the league like is it 20 years or 20?
hmm
So yeah, Father Thomas catching up, man.
exactly. So, but I get it, and it's it's this run right now for the playoffs. You got younger teams, hungry teams that are coming, that are fighting, and then you have them, like I said, that are veterans, and um, it's going to be tough for them going forward. So coming in at number 6 is the Indiana Fever. They're now officially over 500. Um, they've usually been at the bottom of the playoff hunt to number 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think one ranking that I saw had them as high as 4 right now. So but last week they had wins over the Sun, which is big, and the Wings. Like you said earlier, they're beating the better teams now, so it's giving them the confidence. They have the Wings. I'm sorry, the Sparks, who they beat, and then they have the Lynx tomorrow, and then the Sun coming up. So that's the Lynx game is going to be tough. But it's a great opportunity for them. Their offensive rating is 103.2, which is third in the league. We all know that they are a dynamic offensive team. Their defensive rating is 106.8, which is 11th. There's a net differential of 3.6, which is 7th, and their efficient field goal percentage is 51.8, which is 4th. So, but we know what this team is about. It's about these two right here, Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark first, and then, Aaliyah Boston, coming in at third. But, when you sit down and you break down, their roster, and you look at the other players, that's the reason why you see them moving up the rankings. I mean, everyone thinks it's those 3 per se, but no, it's not. It's their other key contributors that are playing, and helping this team to be better. Kelsey Mitchell, Nalisa Smith, Kristen Wallace. I mean, I've watched her, her game and what she brings to the table, and it's definitely, she's definitely fits in. Lexi Hull, Saxton, I can't say her name, Temi Fengdeli, Erica Wheeler. She's coming off the bench. She was the starter for a while, but she knows her role coming off the bench, just playing the veteran leadership. Katie Lou Samuelson, so Grace Berger, just being, when they need a break, they're all playing their roles exactly what they need to do. I mean, you have Caitlin, who's averaging 18.9 per game, Kelsey Smith at 19, Aaliyah Boston at 13.7, Elisa Smith at 11.3. So you see that they have the scoring right there, and then everyone understands their role and what they need to do, in terms of the team. Just a quick update. New York is up 35-28 in the second quarter over, well, it's now 35-30 over Seattle. So, but yeah, they all know what they need to do and what their roles are in terms of contributing to this team. So, but next up in the terms of the power ranking is the Seattle Storm. They've been up there. I mean, they were 3 down. Now they're at 5. Last week they were at 4. Lost to the Mystics. That's a big loss. I'm sorry, that really is. The dream you win. You lost to the Liberty. You lost to the Sun, the 2 top teams in the league. So then you have this week. You had the Sun on Tuesday. I think they beat the Sun, and then Thursday you have the Liberty, which they're playing. Wait a minute. Yeah, you have the Liberty right now, and then you have the Mercury on Saturday. So, um, we'll see where they're going to end up ultimately. So, but their offensive rating is 101.6, which is eighth. Defensive rating is 96.3, which is fourth. Their net rating is a plus 5.4, which is fourth, and their efficient field goal percentage is 47.2. But when you have Skylar, you have the veteran leaders there, Skylar Diggins Smith, NECA, and then what's her name? What's the center's name? What's her name?
Come out from the Storm is like, oh, it starts with an N. What is her name? Oh.
Yeah, she played for
the defensive center.
Yeah, she played for Liz. Hold on a second, I'll pull it up. Teams for Seattle. Where's Seattle? Here we are. Seattle Storm team roster. You have NECA, Skylar, Gabby Williams. They just brought on Meg Begor. Izzy Meg. You also have Mercedes Russell, who's another big body player. Jordan Houston, Jewel Lloyd. What can we say? Even Sammy Whitcomb. Sammy's giving him 5 points, almost 2 rebounds a game, and an assist and a half per game. So, as a veteran player. And she's on. Victoria Vives is a key contributor. So they have the talent, and they can definitely cause problems, but I also understand, why they're, rated in the 5th spot right now. So, but let me get you caught up one more. And at number 4 is the defending champs, the Las Vegas Aces. Previously they've been at 5, and last week they lost to the Wing, beat the Dream, beat the Mercury. They played the Sky. Tomorrow they have this. They're at the Sun, and then at the Liberty on Sunday. Big game. Offensive rating is 106.2, which is second. Defensive rating is 101, which is sixth. There's a positive net rating differential of 5.2, which is fifth. And their efficient field goal percentage is second at 52.2. So, but what's your thoughts on 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8? Oh, 7 and 7. I'm sorry, and 7. So
yeah, like I said, I kind of figured that with the Suns would be taking a step back this season. I knew they would more of like a veteran type team. I knew they was going to be taking a step back, like I said, with Diana Taurasi, Father Tom catching up with her. Yeah, they got Brittany Griner, but that's why they think Kalia Copper was important, to infuse that some more talent into that, and to help Diana, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Kalia Copper, she's a great player, phenomenal player and stuff like that, but they're going to need a little bit more than that, So they're going to have to get some more with her, Brittany Griner, they're going to need a couple more, some scores, but for right now, at number 7, I could agree where they at. And then, like I said, number 6 has been the surprise because nobody thought Indiana and Caitlin Clark would be up there at number 6 by this time of year, especially where they started the season. So for them, it's a great thing for their organization. Like I said, they turned the corner right before the break and stuff like that. And this right here is giving them a lot of confidence going in because they don't beat all the top teams in the league now. So they don't beat everybody. So I think it was one team. Was it the Aces? I think they beat it was something, but yeah. They don't beat everybody, so there isn't nobody. They fear nobody. So, and that's a scary thing for a young team. When they like that, they only going to get better. So great things for the Fever. Like I said, they're the biggest surprise to be up at that spot. At number 5, the Seattle Storm. Yeah, I expected them to be one of the top 3 or 4 teams because the experience that they got and what's that, Jewel Lloyd, and then NECA was a big free agent. There. To team up with Skylar Diggins too and bring them over. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Skylar Diggins was teammates at Notre Dame with Jewel Lloyd and Enrique. I think she was with them. It was close. I know.
I think Skylar is older than Jewel. I think yes. Hold on a second. Let me tell you. Skylar's been in the league 9 years. Jewel Lloyd has been in the league 9 years. So those two were together.
There's a 4-year difference. So yeah.
So maybe she came.
She when Skylar left, that's when Jewel and Arika came in.
No, Jewel and Skylar have been playing in the league 9 years together.
No, I'm talking about Notre Dame.
Yeah,
College.
I'm saying so. Jewel and Jewel and Skylar were both at Notre Dame. I think came in after them.
Okay, yeah, okay, but yeah. So, like I said, yeah, with them it's like, I mean, everybody knows Skylar Diggins, from the past and stuff like that. She's the same player she was before, no, but she's still a good player. She's still a great player, what I'm saying. So it helps that team, the more veteran experience and stuff like that. So I thought that, they was getting their big three and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was good for them. Like I said, yeah, they took a little, a little turn. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they're right there. They're competitive. They could beat you on any night. So it ain't like it's it's gonna be a cakewalk when you play the Seattle Storm. And that's a championship organization, so they got a lot of pride. You know what I'm saying? So one of the more well-respected organizations in the league.
Exactly. So, all right. So as we move on to the top three, coming in at number 3 is the Minnesota Lynx. Kind of figured out they've been in this range pretty much all season. They have a win at the Mercury, a loss to the Wings, and a win versus the Sky. Wednesday they played the Mercury. Tomorrow they're at the Wings, and then Sunday they host the Sky. Now, their offensive rating is 103, which is 4th. Defensive rating is 95, which is 3rd. Net rating is a positive 8.1, which is 2nd. And their efficient field goal is 52, which is 3rd. So what can you say about this team overall? Napheesa Collar, man, she has been phenomenal this year. Kayla McBride has been, contributing. I just, like I said, this team goes, first and foremost, this team goes how Napheesa Collar goes. When she was out for a little bit, you saw the difference with this team there. And they still have young players that are still growing, but Napheesa is the engine that gets his team to really move to grow. You have who else are there? Alana Smith. She's played great this year, to be honest with you. Cecilia Zandolini, is giving them. Courtney Williams, man, definitely put the basketball in the net. So Kayla McBride, the old veteran, she's another one from Notre Dame, 10 years. So she was there with them. Think about that, man. Those guys were together. That's why Notre Dame was so good. So like I said, Napheesa Collar, you got Dorka Juhas, who I love to death. I'm not gonna lie. Coming off the bench, and she could easily be starting. Bridget Carlton is another one who's contributing. Maisha Hines-Allen coming off the bench. Diamond Miller. Now, Diamond has been dealing with injuries, so she's still working her way. Even Natasha Heidelman. But again, this team, everyone knows their role. They know what they need to do and how to play together. And Napheesa is averaging 20 points a game, about almost 10 rebounds. Courtney is at 11. You have Alana at 10.5. And you have, who am I forgetting? Oh, Kayla McBride. She's about 16 points a game. So they know how to play well together. They do a great job spacing, movement, and then on the defensive end, they do a good job there. So I like their game. I like what they do, and they concern me in the playoffs. They really do. So it's going to be interesting going forward. When we get into that run for the playoffs. So and then you start seeing the matchups with all the teams there. So, what are your thoughts on? Oh, and number 2, sorry, Ed. And coming in at number 2 is the Connecticut Sun. They've been at 2 for pretty much the whole year. Last week they lost to the Fever. They beat the Mystic and the Storm. Tuesday they played the Storm. Then they have the Aces on Friday. And that's a big game in itself. Sunday they're at the Sparks. The offensive rating is fifth at 102.8. Defensive rating is second at 94.9. Their net rating differential is 7.8, which is 3, and their efficient field goal is 48.4, which is 8th. So you go ahead and start and take the lead and give me your assessment in terms of Connecticut, and then going into Minnesota. What's your thoughts?
Well, the thing with Connecticut, man, like I said, they were right there. They were like the top 2 or 3 teams right there. But with that Mabry trade, it solidifies them at number. Well, I ain't even gonna say number 2 and 3 because the Lynx is right there, man. The Lynx, man. Those 2 teams right there is like they can't say that they head and shoulders above each other. They right there with each other. But the Connecticut Sun, that was a great move for them. They really needed that jolt, to help them. Even though they got what's the point guard Allen? I think it's Allen.
They have you have Taisha Harris, who's one point guard. Tiffany Mitchell's off the bench. Burton is the other point guard.
I'm thinking about the Scott with Allen. That's what I'm thinking about. Okay.
No, I know who you're talking about. Dejanay Carrington is the other guard too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yo, that right there, Dejanay Carrington and Alyssa Thomas, man, those are locked down defenders, man. I mean, Carrington pick you up full court. I mean, she can get you anywhere on the thing like this. I was like, she's tenacious. From Baylor, a great draft. I remember when they drafted, I was like, oh, that's a dog right there, And like I said, and she fits that Connecticut mold. And like I said, Connecticut is a very, very, very tough team. They're a tough team. That whoever gets them is going to be a tough out. It's not going to be an easy cakewalk. It's going to be a drag them out, street brawl fight right there with Connecticut. So, at number 2, yeah, I could see them being at number 2 or 3. Like I said, you could take a pick with either them or the Lynx. And the Lynx at number 3, like I said, I know they had Diamond Mellows out for a while and stuff like that, but she's back now and she's getting back in the groove now. So they're going to be a tough team to really beat. Like I said, they have they could play with anybody in the league, and Napheesa Collier, what can I say about her, man? I mean, I didn't know her game was like as far as like that, what I'm saying? A'ja Wilson is that, but Napheesa Collier is right down there, but she ain't too far down there and stuff like that. She's a winner. And like I said, she knows how to play. And Minnesota, anybody that plays them, that's another drag out tough fight. It's not going to be a cakewalk. So like I said, these 2 teams are dogs right here. They are dogs. And I can see, like I said, I can see them being over the Aces. The Aces have more like a talent, but these guys are playing with with a hunger and a fight. And not to say the Aces aren't, but like I said, it's 2 and 3. I agree with 2 and 3.
Yeah, I mean, quick update. Liberty at the half are leading 40-36 right now. Tina Cervasio's interviewing Flavor Flav right now. So, but yeah, I agree with you. In terms of these 2 teams, they're to me they're pretty even. I mean, when you have Alyssa Thomas, you have DeWanna Bonner, you have Brianna Jones as your front court. And and then Dejanay Carrington and I believe it's Harris who starts at the point guard right now. But these women are doing their thing. They're defensive minded, and now the thing that intrigues me is they traded for Mabry and they're bringing her off the bench. And there were times that she's leading this team in scoring coming off of the bench. She did that against the Liberty the other day where she had what did she have? Did she have 30 points or 20 something points? But she came off the bench, and and that just talks to the depth of this team and how dangerous that they can be, especially if they can get hot, going into the playoffs. So Alyssa Thomas, like you said, I mean, she's locked down. She's locked down. She pretty much can defend 3 to 4, 3 to 5. And DeWanna Bonner, for as skinny as she is totally, but she shoots from depth, she has a certain level of mental fortitude. It's just that she's older. I think she's been in the league 14 years, so she's like 36, 37 years old. So, but she still can bring it. Brianna Jones. Man, that girl it's just something about her that just speaks to, her play. You just look at her and say, oh, she's not overly athletic, but she gets buckets, man. She gets buckets. So, and that's why, these two teams, definitely, to me, in terms of 2 and 3, they're, right where, they need to be. I think I got in order: Libs, Lynx, Sun, Aces, Fever, Storm, Mercury, and Sun you have the Suns twice. So, it's the best team. Although top power rankings and who really got the heart to win it all are totally, we agree with that. They're two different things. So, yeah. So, you make a great point, RC, in reference to that. So, and at number one, oops, why isn't this?
Who is that? Who can that
be? New York. New York's been at number one for the most of the year. Last week they had to me it was a good week. I'm not gonna say it was bad, but beating the Wings and then losing to the Sparks that was really, it was tough for me.
Right.
But then you rebounded and got the Storm. Now you have the Storm. You had a week off. Now you have the Storm. Then you have the Aces on Sunday. So, your offensive rating is number one in the league at 107.1. Defensive rating is number one at 94.9. The differential is number one at 12.2. And your efficient field goal percentage is at 54.5 is number one. So this is why they're, doing what they're doing, all year. I mean, look, Stewie, Breonna Stewart, Jonquel Jones, Phoebish, Vandersloot. We haven't had Bernijah Laney. Think about that. Bernijah Laney has been out for most of the or a good percentage of the year. And these reserve guys, Kennedy Burke, Kayla Thornton, they've Phoebish, who was on the bench, has stepped into the starting lineup. Naira Sabali. They've all come in and they bought in, they know their roles, and they play it very well. Now, there are times where they can get out physical, and, teams that are physical do give them a little bit of problem, but they do well they can do well on the boards, and they like to run. And when they get going, now their turnovers, they have to be careful there because their turnovers are high in terms of at times.
Right.
Sometimes with Jonquel Jones, she frustrates me where she gets out and she thinks she's a point guard and she's turning the ball over, and then some of her underhanded passes, but they all do that. Even Breonna Stewart at times, mind blowing turnovers. Sabrina, mind blowing turnovers. So, but you have to take that chance because the end results shows why they're number one in the league. So, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, but I think you want to look at RC's comment. I think he's drinking a little Kool-Aid a little bit too much, but nah, just his Kool-Aid might be spiked.
No, I feel you.
We feel you, bro.
They're the hottest teams. We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah, they get props.
8-2 over the last 10. Their last 5, they've won 5 straight. So definitely respect them. And they are a dangerous team. You cannot sleep on them. RC, but. If everybody plays the way they're supposed to play, it'll be a battle. But I expect the top teams to be able to beat them. So, but what's your thoughts about the Liberty so far?
The Liberty, like the Knicks, I'm gonna go again and say it again. Injuries is the whole key to their thing. If they are healthy, they should win the WNBA championship. Like I said, I heard you about the physical team. Yeah, physical teams do give them problems. Like I said, with Jonquel Jones and them, is like hopefully in the playoffs they'll work out and tweak some things and really step up to play for the physicality level that's going to be in the WNBA because in playoffs it is going to be a physicality level is going to raise up. So which hopefully we're ready for it, and I know we are because like I said, we played last year. We played in the championship game, so we're back here again. So they know what to expect. They know the competition level. So I expect them to really focus on it. They know they lost the championship last year. I know the Aces won it, but we were, we had a chance to win the championship and we didn't. So I think that's going to be a little bit more motivation coming into this playoff. And when they get there, I think they're going to complete the task, man, and just do it. Stewart is ready. Ionescu's ready. Now Benasia, like I said, hopefully she's healthy. And John Paul Jones. And then also we're going to need Vandersloot, man, because if Vandersloot have a good game, man, it's over, man. When she has a good game, that's the icing on the cake right there.
Exactly. Here's one other tidbit that, to add to this. Remember, they have the best home record in the WNBA. So as long as they, stay in the first spot, it's coming through New York. So, I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion, but that's something that you add to the equation. So it's crazy because the Aces and Kansas City Chiefs both got chances for historical 3 points. Yeah, they do. They do. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't, but, if New York handles their business, as a New Yorker, we're hopeful that, they end up doing what they're supposed to do and it comes to New York. So, but, that's it in terms of the power rankings. So we want to go on to the playoff standings. Now, just quickly, in terms of the playoff standing, it kind of lines up with the power rankings. 7 teams are secured to playoffs right now. So that's Phoenix, that's Indiana, that's the Aces. Who am I forgetting? Wait a minute, I had it written down.
Tudo, what's good, man? That's right. Everybody, please hit that like and subscribe button, share on all social media platforms. Go subscribe to Big Blue Sports Network. Go subscribe to the Man Cave podcast. Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports, Big Pass Sports Talk, G Nation Inside Sports, Unpopular Opinion NYG, Miz in the Midday, Big Blue in the Bronx, Classified 3F with Joel, and all the Big Blue Crew sports members, G Nation Inside Sports with Big Lou, Wales to New Jersey. Please go subscribe to all the content creators, Crew Sports Network. And like I said, please hit that like and subscribe button and share it on all social media platforms. Thank you, Tudo.
Exactly. So we appreciate that. So, and thank you to the Big Blue Crew, for the continued support, and also to the Hardcore Sports Network. Can't be remiss with them. No, I understand with you. With both networks, there's a lot of great commentators. It's not just New York, and we're continuing to work to grow, and that's why I appreciate my partnerships with both. So, but in terms of the playoffs, right now that has secured it is. Phoenix is right now at 7. Indiana is at 6. Seattle is at 5. Aces are at 4. Lynx are at 3. Sun are at 2, and the Liberty are at 1. That's where the top 7 are right now, battling for the last spot. You have Atlanta, which is Atlanta and the Sky are both at 11 and 21. So, technically they're both in that same spot. I think Atlanta is ahead of them, I think, because of the head-to-head series. But you also have Dallas, which is a game behind, and Washington, which is 2 games behind. So those 4 teams are going to be battling it out as we go down the wire. I think there's like 6 games left in this season, 7 games left with some teams. So, we're going to go over the schedule in a little bit, but when you sit down and you look at here it is. I have this. This is here it is. This is what I was looking for. Present screen share. Here we go. All right. So right now you see everyone with the X has secured their playoff spot. But when you look at the bottom right there, those bottom 4 right there, I mean, literally, they're two games in behind. Look, technically the Sparks are not out. They're 4 games out of the 8th spot. So, but you really need a lot to happen for you to get that. But this is what's intriguing and for me, what's exciting, because now these teams are going to be fighting. They're not just giving up. They're going to fight to try and get into the playoffs, because that it's a whole new ball game once you get into the playoffs, and anything can happen. So, what's your take on that, bro?
Well, I'm looking at them teams right there, the Dream, the Mystics, the Sky. I expect the Dream to get that spot because Ryan Howard been out for a while and she got back, and that was one of the things why the Dream it kind of derailed their season a little bit. So with Ryan Howard back now, that should be for the Dream. I think they should make that final push to get that final spot.
Okay.
Satu Sabli, yeah, she's back too for the Wings. So I mean, they're all right there, man. If the Wings go 5-1 or something like that, you just never know, and they could get in that spot with Satu Sabli back. So I think it's just between the Wings and the Dream. As far as the Sky, I just think they don't have enough right now. So I think they'll fall out of it. But hey, they could surprise me and win some games too. But if I have my take, the first thing would be the Atlanta Dream would be first.
No, I'm with you. I think it's Atlanta's more so to lose than the other teams, So, it's just that, when you look at it and you break it down, you're like, okay, these teams are all in there. So, and that's good when you come down to the wire. See, that's the other thing. That's the other beautiful thing about what you're seeing here with the WNBA is teams are not tanking.
Right.
They know they got to fight. So, just a quick update on it's a timeout right now. Liberty and Seattle are now tied. Seattle has fought back to tie with the Liberty. So, but hey, we'll see what happens. So, but again, but yeah, with the final stretch right here, it's definitely going to be a big push for the playoffs, and I definitely like that. So, I'm going to go ahead now and move on. We're going to move on to the weekly games. Let me close out the standings. And just we're going to pull up the schedule, going over the next set of games, that we're going to see going down the stretch here. So over the next week, right now you have the Liberty and the Storm tied. And then later on tonight, you have Washington and the Mystics. Tomorrow, you have Dallas and Atlanta, which is a play which we were just talking about. Two key teams, playoff push. You have Vegas and the Sun. That's going to be a big game. As you see, Atlanta is favored here. Vegas is favored against the Sun at a 1.5. You have another big game, the Lynx and the Fever tomorrow. And all these games are on Ion. So if you have access to Ion and you want to watch it, there you go. And then you have the Sparks in the Sky at 9:30. The Sky are favored here, and the Lynx are favored against Indiana. On Saturday, you have the Mercury at the Storm. That's on League Pass. Sunday, you have the Lynx at Minnesota on ESPN3. Atlanta at Indiana on ESPN3 at 4 o'clock. And then the Aces and the Liberty on ESPN. And then you have the Wings at the Sky, playoff implication, and then the Sun at the Sparks on League Pass. So there you go. On Tuesday, you have the Lynx at the Dream, Liberty at Dallas, and that's on League Pass, CBS Sports, and then Connecticut at the Sparks on League Pass. And then on Wednesday, you have the Aces at the Fever on League Pass, Mystic at the Sky on League Pass, kind of in playoff implication, and Seattle at the Sparks on League Pass. So before we get back to Thursday of next week. So, but there you go. That's the games that are coming up, and it's tied at 48 apiece. That's the games that are for the upcoming games. So, any of those games that intrigue you though that I went over before we move on? You muted.
Yeah, I'll say my fault. Scroll back up to that Atlanta Dream game and stuff like that.
I'll go back all the way up to
all these games have playoff implications, man. I'm looking at that. Was that the Dream and the Wings?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, it's games like that that's going to separate them teams. A Dream win keeps pushing the Wings further back. So those are the type of games you'd be looking at for that final playoff push. Every win helps the Dream, as well as the Sky, because I think that the Dream and the Sky has the same amount of wins. So those would be the games I'd be looking at for that final playoff push. So
yeah. See, and they play the Sky, play the Sparks. So it's playoffs. It's an implication because, like you said, now they play early, so the Sky get to see in a sense or have a general idea of what happened there. So So yeah, I mean, good point.
So the Sky and the Dream don't have no more games left. They probably don't have no more games left because that'll be huge.
Head to head,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, they
Sky
probably.
and the Wings.
Yeah, they don't.
Well, I didn't go further. I mean, I only went to here, so. But here, okay, let's take a look. Dream Atlanta,
Yeah,
Scott,
like I said,
Minnesota,
playoff implications on that one.
Scott, Phoenix.
Yeah, they probably
Yes,
don't.
they have one game.
Is that the last game? That's probably the last game before the.
17th.
Yeah,
No, it's not the last. It's not the last game because you have that Thursday. Yeah, they that Tuesday, second to the last game of the season.
that's the huge one. That's what I say. So by that time when they face off against each other, see where they at.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. So that's the game. Like I said, that first that Dream game. That's against the who they play at the Dream.
That first one that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. It's on Friday, right here.
The Wings. Yeah, like I said, they could separate themselves from the Wings. But now, if the Wings win that game and Atlanta keeps losing, it's like the Wings could keep coming up. Because for some reason, I feel like this. For some reason, I feel like the Sky is they're gonna run out of gas. And is Kennedy Carter out, or she's back?
Yeah, she was out. I don't think she's back as of yet. I think she's. I know she was dealing with some type of an illness.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she was in the hospital. I just saw that she was in the hospital. So I don't know if they released her as of yet. So, but yeah, no, she, that's a big one there too. Yeah. So, what's up, Alex? Man, thanks for tapping in, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, that's a big one. So, but those are the big games. So, next I want to talk about is 5 biggest questions for the playoff race. I saw that on I saw that online, and let me just pull up my notes. Here it is. These are the 5 biggest questions. Who will get the 8th spot, which kind of we just did.
Right.
Who will be the final 4 to host the games? Right now, you could say the Liberty, you could say Connecticut, and you could say Minnesota. Is it going to be the Aces or is it going to be Seattle? That's the question right there. And right now, I think it's going to be the Aces. Personally, seems.
Me too. Me too.
So right now, Seattle is up 55-51 on New York. So, but yeah. And then the other one is there cause for concern for New York as it chases its first WNBA title? Of course, there's concerns.
Always.
I mean, first and foremost is Vegas. Vegas is the defending champs. So, I have to respect that. I have to respect them. Minnesota has played New York tough all year round. I still have to respect Connecticut. Connecticut just got the win. So now they're going to be playing with a little bit of confidence. So, Indiana can, get hot, and, they can bring it. So, for you, what are your concerns? Do you have any concerns? And if so, what are they?
Yeah, like I said, my concern is like for the Liberty, like I said, it's going to come down to health. Benaja, we need her there. We need her. Can the other one step up? Yeah, they can, but you want your team at full strength, at full health, what I'm saying, especially going into the playoffs and especially trying to win the championship. We need all hands on deck because if we have all hands on deck, I feel like we can win it. All hands on deck. So we need it. That's the only concern I'll have would be health. As far as like as far as like the players, I don't have no. I'm not worried about Ionescu. I'm not worried about Breanna Stewart. They're gonna bring it in the playoff. Jonquel Jones, saying the biggest moments, they're gonna bring it. So I'm not worried about that performance.
I agree with you. What is the Fever's postseason ceiling? In terms of the ceiling, can they get to the 4th spot? I mean, to me, in terms of getting in, that would be their positioning at number 4. And I think, if they get hot, if they continue on this hot streak, they can probably make it to the semifinals. I don't know if they can make it to the WNBA finals. That's just me. So what about you? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, as far as getting to that 4th spot, because right now they're 3 games. Yeah, they're 3.5 games behind the Aces. You know, with only 6 games left, is it 6 or 7? Because it's 33.
I think it's like some have 6, some have 7, so it varies for each team.
So 40 total. Is that what you said, 40
right.
games? I think it's 40 total games.
Yeah, it's 40 total games. So
okay, so right now, so the Fever would have they only got 6 more games left, whereas the Aces have 7 more games left. So
like I said, yeah, so okay.
So the Fever has less margin for error. So if the Aces go out there and win like 2 or 3 of the last 7 games, they should be in a good spot to hold on to that spot. But Seattle's a team that the Fever can pass, though, you know, because they're only like 2.5 games in front, you know. So, I feel like their ceiling would be no more than 5. 4 would be at the top, but I think 5 is where they can, as far as they can go.
Man, that's the beauty of this playoff race, man. That it's just like everyone, you got to scrap. You can't just coast right now. And finally, are the Aces still in the hunt for the three-peat? Simply saying, I'm not even going to dive into this. Yes, they're still in the hunt. So, I mean, they're the Aces. They're the 2-time defending champion. Yes, they're in the hunt until they're officially out. So,
right, that's what I was just about to say.
So
they're officially eliminated. They're still in the hunt. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea Gray is on. I mean, she's working her way back in. So at the right time. So they're gearing up right now. They're going to step it up another notch for the stretch run and then into the playoffs. So yeah, they're still in the hunt until they're officially eliminated.
Exactly. So right now, timeout. Seattle's up by 1, 57-56, 132 left in the third quarter. So next, we're going to move into the Rookie of the Year race. How can I put this? Is it Caitlin Clark's right now? Yes, it's Caitlin Clark's, but here, let me go over what reason why I said this. So let me share this screen from you. Where I'm going to now is off at ESPN.com. So you guys will be able to, follow along if you want to pull it up, and I'm going to share the screen. And ESPN, Rookie Tracer. So, right now, this is how they have it, in terms of, the rookie race. Caitlin Clark, which most of us would say is probably the hands down in the front. Rickea Jackson now is at number 2, overtaking Angel Reese at number 3. But those are the 3 that are, to me, hands down, are in the race. And Rickea, I get it. She's come on strong lately. She has been scoring buckets, but Angel Reese just has been that grinder. She's been that dog. So I actually have Angel Reese at number 2, me personally. So, but what's your thoughts on these 3? Is it these 3? Is there anyone else that I might be forgetting? And is Caitlin Clark right now the hands down favorite?
Yeah. As far as the race right now, it's just those 3, just like you said. But as far as Caitlin Clark, she's right in the lead right now, but Angel's right there. So anything can happen. But if Caitlin should lead them to the playoffs, yeah, she's gonna win. She's gonna win it hands down. And also if Angel could get in the playoff, like I said, it's gonna come down. Like I said, it's gonna come down. But Caitlin has been phenomenal this year. Both of them has been, And I'll listen. It won't surprise me if they share it. I would not be surprised, like how Grant Hill and Jason Kidd did in the NBA back in the day when they shared co-rookie of the year.
That's deep right there.
I wouldn't be mad with that. I mean, I wouldn't be mad with that. But if it is Caitlin Clark, if she wins it, or But Angel, like I said, I know some people be if Angel wins it because they say Caitlin, but it's like, hey, they both have phenomenal rookie seasons, man. With the rebounding she's done, with a lot of what some player has never done in the history of the WNBA. Same thing as Caitlin. So both of them has had records, and like I said, if they share it, I won't be mad.
I feel you on that. Right now I do think it's Caitlin's to lose, but I can understand where you're coming. Last thing we're going to touch on the docket is the MVP race. A'ja Wilson's, but I will say this: there's a lot of discussion of Napheesa Collier. She's in the discussion, but the reason why I said this is because a couple of publications have said Caitlin Clark has at least opened the door to put her foot into the discussion. And I agree with that. I do. I'll be honest with you. I do agree with that. Let me close out the rookie race. I agree with that. I'm going to be honest. So, but right now it is far and away. It's what you call it. Who's winning this as far as the MVP race. So here it is. Is this what I was? Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Yeah, here it is. And yeah, because it's Napheesa Collier, Aja Wilson, and then Caitlin Clark has at least put her foot in the door. So, but she just put her foot in the door. It's far and away the other two in terms of Aja and Napheesa, and Aja is a far and away ahead of Napheesa. So, but your thoughts?
Yeah, hands down is Aja Wilson. No doubt Aja got that hands down. Napheesa, like I said, she'll be she'll come and runner up, but like I said, she'll be a close runner up too because she's having a phenomenal year. I know she's missed some games with injuries, but she is more important to her team. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you see, when she went down, they went down too. So she is a big part of their team. The impact she has on that team, like I said, and when she's in the game, when she plays, she gives the Lynx every chance to win a game. So yeah, I can see it's been a two-person race for most of the year anyway. So it's Aja Wilson and then Napheesa Collier. So
I would say this, bro, because you said and Napheesa is far and away the reason why they're Aja. Without Aja, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's just certain teams you can get away, a little bit. Minnesota. Yes, you're right though. Those two, they need both of their superstars for a chance to win, for a chance to at least compete. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're about ready to go ahead and close this out. What do you got on tap for the rest of the week now, bro?
Well, what I got on tap, like I said, I know later on about tonight or something like that, but yeah, I should be able to cue that up for the I'm going to be calling that Texas and Michigan game at 12 o'clock on Saturday, the big game. So I know a lot of people will be tuning into that. Early start is a 12 noon game kickoff on a Saturday. So a lot of people be up ready for football early on, be sitting by the TV all day long, then, tomorrow, maybe, I don't know about Blacktop, so we'll find out what's going on with that. I'll be over there, and then on Saturday, I don't know if it's Leather to the Face, be on there, whether it be late night, with the Big Blue Crew Sports Lounge and stuff like that. And I don't know. No, there's not an NFL game, but Sunday we will be calling the games on Sunday and stuff like that. So I have to see what game I'll be calling. Like on Sunday, probably going to be a 4-something game because I think the Giants play at 1, so we will be at that. Say so. But I'll see what 4 o'clock game I'll call.
All right. Well, there you go. So tomorrow, like you said, probably the Blacktop will see what's happening there. I don't know if I'll be doing NFL as yet, so we'll see. Saturday, I'm actually going to do the Rutgers game because that was a high number draw for me versus the other 3 college games that I did last week. So, so I'm going to still do the Rutgers game. And yes, I'm a homer when it comes to Rutgers. So there we go. New York right now is up 65-57 in the fourth quarter. So just to give an update, and then Saturday, probably night, I might be doing the Colorado-Nebraska game. Something just came up where I might not do it. I might have to go cover a minor league semi-pro football game. Sunday, I'm actually not doing football. I'm going to be covering the WNBA, the Aces and the Liberty. So I'll be doing that on Sunday. So Monday, the Read and Attack. Tuesday, Pick and Roll podcast right here on the Hardcore Sports Network. Heart of the City right here on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Wednesday's a Pick and Roll podcast on the Hardcore Sports Network.
Thursday, Full Court Press. We'll be on there, Full Court Press Thursday.
As well as Wednesday, before we come back with another episode of the Full Court Press. So, busy as always. So, moms keep telling me I got to take a break. So, she's worried about me, but mom's always does. So love you, mom. So, but that's it. That's it for today. Thanks to Alex from Big Blue in the Bronx, Tudo, RC All Iowa, Jersey Nick, Jacob Truzzi, Big Pat, Big Blue Cruise Sports Network, Daniel Burry, Judge 3300, Greta, Tyrone Hall, Mitch, Earl Cole. Thanks everyone for tapping in. Those of you who were in the chat, thank you. I hope everyone makes sure you hit that like button. If you didn't, still go back and hit the like button on the Man Cave, on the Hardcore Sports Network, on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, and on Coach Ed Gladney's Amazing World of Sports. Make sure that you guys sub up. Seriously, sub up. Everyone does some great work. Matter what network, but everyone does some great work and bring you some great content. You will find what you're looking for. I guarantee it. You will find, if you want football, you want basketball, NFL, college, I'll do a little bit of high school. If you want, like we're doing the WNBA, boxing, wrestling, baseball, there's everything. We did Olympics. We do everything between these two sports network, man. And I'm telling you, if you sub up, you will get your fill from some great content creators, and you're going to help everyone grow. And we'll continue to, because the main point is getting our stuff into the algorithm. Once we get into the algorithm, we can always do more and continue to grow and bring you more. But if we can't get into the algorithm, stuff like this great show like this and all the others, it's hard for others to find. So let's continue to help. We need you, and you're important to, this growth. So, we thank you. We truly, truly thank you. So, but we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. I'm going to finish watching the rest of this game, and I know most of you want to go watch the NFL since it's kicking off. So I appreciate everyone. Thank you all for being here. We'll be back here next Thursday at 7 o'clock. So make sure you tune in, and make sure you tell everybody else who loves the W or who supports us. Tap in. All right. And until then, as I always say in sports, make sure you turn it on and turn it up. Peace.
Peace.